G'day people, this is Sharpino here, welcome you guys to week 7 of the PMC League battles in the PMC League, as I've said it once again. This week we are going against the Chicago Cubchoos, but due to the fact that Yuma here was having some technical difficulties with his DS, we had to go ahead and do this through Pokemon Showdown. Now, we actually did this battle a little bit busy over the weekend. I had worked all weekend, so basically this is just a replay of the game. Now unfortunately, like I said, we couldn't do a live battle, but you know what, unfortunately some life circumstances just can't help it. He had a bad 3DS and I was busy with work, so I really couldn't get everything set up for a live battle. So what I've done is, I've done a replay and I'll quickly run through this battle as we go along. I'll tell you guys what my thought processes were during this match. Now, I won't lie, I did make a few mistakes in here, but you know what? It's all part of the experience, you know? Like, we can only be so mad at ourselves and learn from our mistakes, that's really the thing. But he made some mistakes as well, so there's a bit of mistakes here and there, but you know what? Let's just get on with the battle. So, let us begin this battle here. So we start off with the Krookodiles, he starts off with the Carisian, which is fantastic for us. But he swaps in the Mega Aggron. This Mega Aggron takes the Ice Beam pretty well. We swap out into Jellicent to wall whatever Steel type move he's going to go through. He does go for the Heavy Slam, which I thought, you know what, it was predictable. But now he's going to swap out into this Florges. Now this Florges I haven't actually done prep for. So this Florges did pose quite a problem against my team here. Only because we've got so many physical defenses and obviously well, Purely here being the last wild card, he really can do much. I mean, every time I swap it in, he has so many walls to it. So he swaps out into Cletus here, but we predict that swap it to Talonflame. We do get over 50% off with the Brave Bird, which is fantastic. He goes to the Psychic, brings it down to 2%, which is a bitch. But then he predicts us swapping and brings in that Mega Aggron, which does work for us. It does give us a chance to get that Mega Evolution, get that Will-O-Wisp spot, but he's going to go for Rest, so that Will-O-Wisp was pretty pointless. So he's brought a Rest Mega Aggron, which actually does pretty well considering that he does know that all my Pokemon, well most of my Pokemon anyway, they do pack that Will-O-Wisp. So he came prepared for the Will-O-Wisping, so that is very good for him. But he does use that Heal Bell though, so this Florges is going to pose, like I said, a bit of a problem for us because, as I said, he's prepared for that Rest set well with Mega Aggron. So I will say that he did that pretty well. Now, I predicted that he was going to get some hefty damage with those Moonblasts, even though we're not specially defensive. But we can eventually try, what we try to do is, he gets a crit here, very unfortunate, but we do get the Cursed Body off, we do go for Recover, so that now he can't go for Moonblast. So if he wants to swap it now, he gives us some free turns to Recover. So he's going to go for a Wish, we're going to go for another Recover, and basically what he can do is, you know, stay in or just rest, heal up. So we predict that we swap into Purely. He does go for the Heal Bell, so we made the right call there. Unfortunately though, like I said, he's going to go for Protect, get the Fake Out protection there, and he's just going to now swap out into his Mega Aggron, which returns going to do absolutely jack shit to, because even though Purely does get Life Orb and everything else, it does absolutely nothing. But he predicts us to swap, he brings in Cletus, but then he swaps back out into this thing here. We missed the Will-O-Wisp, which is very unfortunate, because basically what it does, now he said it really doesn't matter, but to me, getting Will-O-Wisp on just pretty much gets that crucial damage on there. He lands a crit, we predict that, we go for a Recover, in the off chance he does get a crit, sure enough he did. But basically the Will-O-Wisp is just going to whittle down his Florges. That, and it's also going to waste his Heal Bells, which I really wanted to get rid of because once he has no Heal Bells, that Mega Aggron Rest set does lose some of its shine. Now he does predict us to swap into Sableye, goes for that Shadow Ball, does a little bit of damage. But this Florges just checked for Mega Sableye, so I really can't do anything to this Florges here. We're bringing Talonflame, predicting him to go for a Heal Bell, which he does, which is fantastic. But now I'm predicting swap, I go for the Roost, so that gave us a free turn to Roost, which is fantastic. And we swap back into Jellicent because we know he's going to go for a move. But he goes for Dragon Tail and brings up the Mega Sableye, which is actually good for us. But again, he's just going to keep bringing that Florges, and we're going to keep going for that Will-O-Wisp. So eventually what's going to happen is we can try to make him run out of Heal Bells, and it's just a real big stall battle at the moment because it's between Mega Sableye, Florges, and Jellicent, and that Mega Aggron. So all we can do is just keep trying to make him waste his heal bell, so that eventually what will happen is he can no longer do the heal bell, heal the burn, heal the rest, and all of his Pokemon would just basically fall to the burn. That's basically what I was trying to hope for. So as I said, a bit of a stall battle here. He keeps going for heal bell, we're going to keep going for Scalds, Will-O-Wisps, just trying to eventually whittle down his team here. So, you know, it can work out, which I hope it works. I mean, it can, you can say it did, you can say it didn't, based off the outcome. But as we go through here, we keep going for the whittling down here. Now he does go for that wish. Wish and heal bell is very annoying, let me just say that. So he's going to waste another heal bell. We go for a recover on the chance he's going to go for heal bell, which he does. Fantastically done. He's going to swap out, bring in Cletus. We're going to go for that Will-O-Wisp here, and predicting the game's going to go for the Show Ball. We swap out here into the Pure Ugly, which he does. Fantastic. We're going to go for that Fake Out here, but I didn't realise that he's brought a physically defensive Garchomp. And you can tell by the Ruskin and the Rocky Helmet. So I probably should have swapped out here, but I didn't. I just went for the Play Rough, and again, I should have known to... I was getting a bit frustrated at this point, I won't lie, at this battle here. So he goes for the Earthquake here, and Pure Ugly is the first to go down. So it's unfortunate. Now, I probably should have predicted him going for Rocks here, so I should have swapped to Mega Sableye, but he gets his Rocks off, and basically, he just gets a... Then he gets a crit Thunderbolt. That really put me on tilt there. I was really pissed off with that, because it was just like, what the hell? He got a crit Thunderbolt. Now, we did the counter after the match, and it turns out that that crit didn't matter. I mean, either way, my Scald would have killed a Nidoking, but it's just irritating, just crit, because it does the best with you. And again, I missed the Will-O-Wisp here, and at this point, I really couldn't do much but let Mega Sableye die, because what was going to happen was, the Rocks was eventually going to reel down my team. Now, I misplayed here. I should have gone for the... I did go for Rapid Speed here, so I give it those Rocks so Talonflame can come back in. So we bring in the Magazine here, we're going to rely on the Sash to take this steal here, because at this point, we've got nothing that can take on that Aggron, except maybe the Focus Blast here, but, you know, that Florges is just going to keep doing too much damage to us. So we go for the Psychic, it's going to do absolutely nothing, it's going to go for the Moonblast, and at this point, it's a real downhill battle for me, just because it was frustrating. Like, at this point, I was getting very frustrated, and this was really taking me nowhere. Now, I probably should have predicted him going for the pass onto the Mega Aggron here. Probably should have gone for Will-O-Wisp, Flare Blitz, to get him down lower, but unfortunately, that didn't happen. Now, he pretends to go for Roost, but we don't, so we just keep going for the Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, we could have landed a crit, nothing to kill it. Nope, he just goes for Rest, and I'm just getting incredibly frustrated with this battle, because it's just so stally. I just hate stall teams, I really do. It's the one thing I hate about Wi-Fi battles, but I know it's part of the game. So we do get the kill on the Florges, but that Florges has done its work, and now all that's left now is this Choice Scarf Landorus Incarnate to come through, Rock Slide us, it's going to kill the Talonflame here, so we go down here, and the next comes into Cryogonal now. This came down to pretty much, you know, sleep hacks. So, turn 1, stays asleep. Turn 2, stays asleep. Turn 3, he wakes up. And he goes to the Heavy Slam, and that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin here. So unfortunately, we lose 4-0. Now, I don't think I could have won this match, but at least I could change the differential, because at this point, really, like I said, the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs is pretty much differentials. So unfortunately, we are now currently sitting now at 4-3 in round 7, and if I recall, I'm pretty sure the Dallas, pretty much my other two teams, I think they both won their matches. So this pretty much puts us at the bottom, making our chances of making the playoffs not the greatest. However, I won't lose hope. Next week we get the Grudge rematch that we've been wanting since we got our Destruction Week 1. Next week we are versing the Tampa Bay Frogadiers. So hopefully we can win that one, because I think, and then we verse our other division team, which is the Dallas Metrics, the next week. So we actually get a chance to take on the two teams that we're competing for the top spot in our division. So hopefully we can actually land a win against both teams and hopefully make it to the playoffs. But irrespective of what happens, I'm happy just being a part of this league, because I've got to meet some incredibly awesome people. And that's how I am with the league. Leagues are just a chance to get to meet other people that like Pokemon, like battling, and you just really meet a nice group of people. So I mean, irrespective of my loss, Yuma played terrific. Really, he did. He prepared really well for us. He brought Rest Mega Aggron for the Will-O-Wisping. he brought Florges to kind of be the recovery for aggro and for rest and everything. So if he has to swap out and it's asleep, he can bring him back in with the heal build. And he warded my team pretty well. I think maybe the way I could have prepped is maybe having an answer for Florges, because really I wasn't focusing on the Florges too much. I was focusing too more on the other Pokemon. Kind of like the same mistake I made in week 1. So hopefully we can shake off the dust from this week's loss, because I mean, there's all good things must come to an end, unfortunately. But the win streak is over. But unfortunately, that is that. But we can look forward to bigger and better things. Hopefully next week, when we rematch the Tampa Bay Krookodiles, we can come through with the W. Hopefully we can win. Hopefully we can make the playoffs in our first league. I mean, this is my first league. I wasn't expecting to do this well, but here I am. So either way, I'm grateful for this experience. I thank J-Specs and Phantom Base for putting this league together. I do appreciate it. And until the next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I will catch you guys all next time. Bye. Later.